Hello, hello. All right, mic sounds okay. Good. I hope everyone's having a great beginning of their week. Great day. There we go. All right. Took a second. All right, so the goal today is get this painting nearly finished, which it's getting close. And then we'll see. If I have time, I'll start painting on this as well. I don't know that I will have time. Most likely I won't, but if I do, I have my backup thing to work on. Okay, I cannot see my reference monitor. Okay, that kind of works. So this is a new piece of plastic I'm going to be painting on. It is black. This is sanded. So want to see what it's like to paint on a black, black substrate. I once painted on a brown, very like dark brown substrate, and I hated it, but it's different for everything, so we'll give it a shot. I did some test swatches on this black foam core, and everything looks great on it, so I don't know. Maybe painting on black will be fantastic. We'll see. The reason for wanting to paint on the black substrate is not because I particularly want to, it's just that plastic is so much easier to find in black than white. So, and because it's black, it's not as susceptible to UV and sunlight damage. Hey Mark, good to see you. How you doing today? I'm just gonna grab another brush here. Turn this off. So I'm not looking to finish this painting today. I need to leave some of the final touches for my class on Saturday. but I do want to take it to a like what I would consider one stage before finish. And of course, these stages are very arbitrary because what exactly is one stage before finish? It's kind of arbitrary. I'm good roasting in the heat. How about you? I'm good. I don't even know what the weather is like right now. It's pretty hot today. We've been having crazy weather because there's that storm that was making its way near us. We didn't really get hit with anything, luckily, but it was, adjacent, so we got some weird weather from it. But yeah, it's pretty hot right now. So, for anyone who isn't familiar with this painting, I've been working on it for a little while. Um, this is a painting, a demo that I've been doing for my class, and the reference material for this is very dark. This is nearly black. This is nearly black. I literally can't even see any detail in it. It's so dark. Same thing here with his chin and beard and the shirt. I don't know where one starts and the other begins, one stops and the other begins. It's so dark. Uh, and the point of this is to show just how much you can push your colors around and your values around if you want to. No one has to, but yeah, you can push things to an extreme if you want. Although, like I said before in my class, this is not what I would consider an ideal image to do this with, but it's doable. Just a lot of like mental gymnastics to try and, you know, get it so that it makes sense. You know, I know Mark, when you were in here before, we had talked about plein air painting at some point, and uh, that reminds me because you were talking about the heat and the weather and everything, and that reminded me that one of the things that really that I hate about plein air painting is a lot of times the best light is early in the day or late in the day, but if you go out late in the day, it ends very quickly, right? So like morning hours are actually better. And I am such a night person that going out early in the morning is just torturous for me. But I'll be, I don't know. I might be doing an outing at some point where I go and take my camera, either wake up early or stay up all the way through the night and then go take photos and get reference images. Yeah, I don't know. Not exactly plein air, but at least some reference images and stuff. I don't know. We'll see. That won't be happening. If that does happen, it'll be like in a month or two. But I don't know. I've thought about doing some more. Um, Thought about possibly doing some more landscape stuff. And if I was going to do some landscape stuff, I'd probably just do some local landscape stuff because um, I can go take photos of local landscape stuff. Actually, I met a photographer recently at an art show. Uh, I need to I need to reach out and contact her. I thought it'd be cool to go out with an actual photographer and take some landscape shots because I am not a photographer. Hey, hey, Lost Pixel, good to see you. How was the rest of your stream? The cat was looking real good when I saw it. Lost Pixel is over in Twitch chat, and he streamed for, if I'm not mistaken, the first time, which is really cool. Did some 3D rendering stuff, sculpting rather. It was good. I didn't stream a super long time after that. I only streamed until about 6 or maybe 7. Nice. This was your first stream, right? I actually can't remember now. Oh, yeah, no worries. Yep, first stream. Awesome. How'd you like it? I hope you had a good time. I think streaming, if you go in with the right expectations, is a lot of fun. You go in with the wrong expectations, you're probably setting yourself up for a bad time. But doing for affiliate to make program stuff easier for Twitch peeps, so I have access to everything. Yeah, affiliate isn't that hard to make. I made affiliate. I don't know if I'm still an affiliate. I because I made affiliate and then I stopped streaming for like I think a couple of years. So I don't even know, I'll be honest. You wish they had those options without making affiliate? Yeah. I'm I'm still an affiliate. Awesome. Woohoo. And you follow me? Oh wait a second. Like just 1 or 2 points redeems and stuff. that you can edit. I see. And you followed me to help. Oh, Des is here. Wait a second. I didn't even notice Des was here because Des and Lost Pixel's name are the exact same color and almost length. All right. That threw me off for a second. Um, let's see. Can I change one of your colors? Because oh my God, that was driving me crazy. All right. Hey Des, good to see you. Let's see. Des says, oh, she followed Lost Pixel. Awesome. Um, Des says, let's see. Okay, so the emotes is a big part of the affiliate. I don't take advantage of that because I suck. Uh, and the cat that Lost Pixel made is going to be the first emote. Awesome. That's awesome. Thanks for changing your color, Des. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm not a what you would call when it comes to like Twitch stuff, I'm not a good streamer with all that stuff. I recognize that. When I was streaming solely on Twitch, I was more invested in it, um and then I thought I was solely going to be streaming on YouTube and I didn't care. And then I started dual streaming or simulcast whatever when they allowed it. So, but it's too much stuff for me to deal with. Lost Pixel says if it gave a newbie access to like two redeems that they could edit, I wouldn't even need affiliate, but can't test a certain type of redeem without being able to edit point redeems. I see. I get that. And like I said, I'm not you know, I don't look down on that stuff. I think it's very good for engaging, and a lot of people love this stuff. And for the right crowd, it's phenomenal. So I don't want it to sound like I'm, saying anything negative about it. I think it's great. For me personally, there's just a limit. Makes it hard to program stuff to deal with those when you can't test it. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Des tried to change her colors. It did not work. It's all right, Des. If it's giving you a hard time, don't worry about it. But that was funny. Oh, there we go. Oh, you did get it now. Thank you. I appreciate that. I literally thought at the beginning I didn't even notice you'd come in because like it just melded together. Oh, I just ordered glasses, by the way. I don't know that I'll wear them on stream, honestly, because the my monitor is so far away that it's no longer in like reading distance, right? Like it's so far away from me that I don't think I even need my glasses. I don't think I even would need glasses for it. So, and I don't think I even need glasses for my painting at the moment. So I'm not sure I'll even be using them that much, but I ordered some, so we'll see. Hopefully they don't look horrendous. I ordered online, so we'll see how that goes. It's funny because I think I look okay in sunglasses, but I do not feel the same about reading glasses. But I don't know if I asked Lost Pixel if I thought it and didn't ask, but how'd you like streaming? Did you have fun doing it? Or are you solely doing it to get access to the affiliate program so that you can program things? Lost Pixel says, I'm going to stream again tonight. We'll probably stream every day until I get affiliate. Most of my streams will be in the night from now on as opposed to midday like yesterday. That's fair. You did enjoy it. Oh, that's awesome. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I really like streaming. I might have to cut down my stream schedule a little in the near future for a while. We'll see. I'm not sure yet. I just I have a bunch of things I want to do, and streaming is uh if it was just like 2 hours and that was it, that would be fine. The problem is, personally, I find it very draining. I think it's just the combination of, you know, painting, which is already difficult, and the what's it called, and reading chat and everything. I think it might be too much for my brain sometimes. Yeah, absolutely. Des is right. Please feel free to post in the stream share in my Discord. Absolutely. Yeah, that's what it's there for, you know. So we'll see. I don't know. I have a bunch of things I want to do and change, and we'll see where I can go with everything. I just put down two absolutely wrong marks. My brain was like completely just not firing properly for those two marks. All right. Trying to control the values to this extent is challenging. I will say that. It would be a lot easier if I edited my image prior to painting and I like, planned this all out, but I did not do that with this one. So it's all on the fly, which is great practice, but very challenging. Lost Pixel says, yeah, that stuff will be the hardest part for me to wrap my brain around, that they trying my best not to mumble to myself while I stream. I tend to mumble to myself what I'm doing absent-mindedly while I work on stuff. I mean, is that's actually not that bad. The only thing I would say is if you can take the mumbles that you have and push it a little bit. So keep the like inner dialogue going, just enunciate a little bit better. And that will be great, because what's going to happen is a lot of times you're going to be streaming to yourself, you know, or to like just a few people, some who might be AFK. So yeah, that's not bad at all. I try and do that as well. I don't do a good job of it at some points. When you know, I start getting too much into things, I stop talking. Also, it feels a little weird to be like, okay, well now I'm just going to mix these colors together, and now I'm going to mix these colors together. I only have 5 colors. I'm always mixing the same colors together. I don't know what to say anymore after a while. I do try and talk about my process when we're not chit-chatting about other things, but at some point I do. It's also a mental drain. It's like sometimes I've got it, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I have more capacity than other days. So just kind of depends. But yeah, Des is right. Keep doing that. Yeah, so when working with like values that are this distorted and this like condensed, um, you also lose a lot of control over your colors, because certain colors, like certain hues, can only reach these values like in certain variations. For instance, red, there, it's very hard to get a light red. It either starts to become pink or it starts to go into orange. There's no in between. I mean, there is, but it's leaning one way or another. So you start losing a lot of a lot of control over your colors, and the saturation levels also affect that a lot. So it starts becoming very delicate and very much a like subtlety thing here. I don't know how much the camera always is able to convey that, but yeah. Des says, I'd be like, oh my god, that eye is so off. He looks like a goblin. Or why can't I get the peachy color back again? Oh my god, I suck. I mean, yeah, minus the like suck part. I try and do stuff like that as well. I don't think I'm that great at it though. I'd love to watch you stream again, Des. And then let me know next time you do. Your paintings are looking great, by the way. A little cartoony. I mean, sometimes I feel like you should try realism every once in a while. But other than that, I think your paintings are looking great. I am, by the way, for anyone listening, just kidding. Des paints realistically. It is because of a comment that someone left her that made absolutely no sense. She's really doing a great job on this project she's working on right now. But I cannot stop joking about that because it's like it's like someone if someone was like, "Oh, your paintings look good. Have you ever tried oil painting before?" It's like, "Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now." Yeah, oil painting. I don't know. Makes no sense. Like, what kind of comment is that? So I just can't stop, joking about that. But yeah, the project she's working on right now is looking phenomenal. I can't wait to see it finished. The person felt making my images 3D would make them more realistic. Yeah, whatever. Uh, Dre Studios after says afternoon. Welcome. How are you doing today? Is it Dre Studios or is it Dra Studios? By all means, let me know how exactly I butchered your username because I'm sure I did. I just don't know how quite yet. Welcome. How are you doing today? So I have two chats going on, by the way. So if you see me talking to people, then you're like, who the hell is he talking to? That's because I'm on Twitch chat as well. So DRE, so Dree or okay, Dree like DREE or Dre like DRAY maybe, I'm just or like I'm thinking like Dr. Dre kind of thing. That's what comes up in my mind. Lost Pixel says, I think most 3D artists would disagree that making something 3D makes it more realistic, or at least any any worth their salt. Yeah, I get that. I don't know, whatever. Like, people have all kinds of, ideas. Who knows? It might have not even be it's it's short for Andre, so Dre. Got it. So yeah, like the doctor. Okay, cool. All right, Dre. Awesome. Thank you for letting me know. That helps. I'll probably forget because I'm an idiot with names, but I have a bad memory for names. It's like built in, I don't know what to say. Just bad with names. But yeah, are you an artist as well? A lot of people in chat are. That's why I ask. Des just was about to out me. Yeah, Des, I wasn't. Yes, I will forget. You're right. Fair. I mean, in all fairness, Des is right. By the way, this is a great opportunity for me to plug my Discord. We have a Discord, and it's a great place to hang out. You can share your art, you can share your social medias, and we do certain events every once in a while. Like last month, we did a Portrait Artist of the Year paint along, and I'll be doing another one of those soon-ish. I don't know exactly when, but it'll happen. I'd say 90% it's going to happen before September. I'll put it that way. Probably. So yeah. Let's see. Mark is saying my AC is running all day. Uh, Even if the bill kills me, I feel that. I feel that, Mark. Ours too. I mean, so I live in Austin, Texas, and yeah, we're running the AC. We run the AC all the time, and the bill is ridiculously high. Des says we're running 3 window units. We are under a heat warning and need them. Yeah, yeah. And Dre says, I love watching oil painters work your dark magic. Oh, thanks you. Appreciate that. Artist is a loose term, lol, but I like to push paint on paper. Then you're an artist. Honestly, look, I really try and advocate for people to embrace making art. And if you make art, you're an artist. Quality is a different issue. And I'm not saying that like, oh, you might be bad. It doesn't matter. That's the thing, right? Like you don't have to be a good artist to make art, right? Like the point in being an artist is to make art. It's the making part that's the important part, right? The quality, the end result, all that is very important, especially if you want a job, right? But first of all, I know a ton of artists who are horrible artists who are making money. Some of them have jobs, some of them are, fine artists. You can make money doing the most ridiculous things, artistically speaking, so it doesn't really matter. And then, but that's really not what makes an artist, right? Like, just doing it. If you love to do it, enjoy doing it. It's not about being like the best artist. Don't get me wrong. I understand wanting to be the best artist. I understand wanting to improve, wanting to, make a living out of it. I understand all those things because I've been there. I do that. That's where, like, I get it. But I would have enjoyed so much more of my life if I had really focused on enjoying making art more than the results. So really, really enjoy being an artist, enjoy making art. If you want to make it a career, that's a totally separate subject, which I support anybody who wants to do that. But I'm just saying, like, that is not the end all be all of being an artist. Now, back to chat. Let's see what everyone has to say. Lost Pixel says, it is hot here right now, like 104, the weather says. Yeah, we've been having crazy weather just because of the storm that, like, was adjacent to us. So, like, it rained a few days ago when it was, like, very hot, and it's just, like, all over the place. Oh, it's kind of crazy. Wasn't even sure I'd be able to stream today because of the weather. Mark's saying, last night I was in bed spraying mist into the air to cool off. I feel that. 4-letter word card says, I mean, someone taped a freaking banana to a wall and called it art. Yes, although I don't want to get into a discussion about that type of art because it gets very abstract. But I understand your point. Yes, someone even sold an invisible statue. So yes, art can be very weird. I really want to look into Pollock's Jackson Pollock, because I heard that supposedly he got government funding to mess with the Russians from the CIA. And I'm really curious about the history of that, if that's accurate, and all of that, very curious about that. So I have to look into it. All right, this says we're at 37 Celsius, which, is meaningless to me with humidity right now. And a houseless person come by and use I guess homeless person use your water hose. I'd have offered her a bottle of water if I'd known she was in need. I get that. Michelle, 4-letter word card says, wait, say that again, Liad. You wish you would have focused more on the process. So no more getting on yourself for not having more pieces. No. I want double the amount of pieces I have, triple. I never said I'm taking my own advice. Mark says, I've seen a urinal bolted to a wall and called it art. Yeah, but that was interesting. That one, okay, well, we'll talk about that in a second. A 4x8 sheet of plywood painted blue with a white strip in the middle, art. Okay, yeah, so there's a ton of like really dumb modern art stuff out there. But I will say this, some, not all, but some of the modern art is more about the concept than the like execution. The other thing is that some of it is very much a an issue of time, right? Like nothing like that had been done prior, so doing it was novel, and the novelty is part of it. Sometimes, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that all of it is great. I'm not, but I'm just saying sometimes there are things like that. And then there's some other art pieces where it's like some of it doesn't properly convey through screens. Like there was a painting that they called it, I think it's like the red painting by an abstract artist. And I don't know if it's really all that good. I've never seen it in person, but one of the things that's unique to it is that there's a lot of different textures to it, but you can't really see those textures through a screen. It's one of those things that you have to be there in person, and the perspective of how the light bounces off of it changes depending on where you're standing and so on. I don't know, maybe, maybe not. Kind of depends. There's also some other art where it's like abstract art where you're like, this looks stupid and silly and like easy to do. But when you find out more about it, it starts becoming a thing of like when it was made, no one had done this before. There's new types of paint that allowed them to do certain techniques, and there's little nuances put in to show just a little more to it. Whether or not you like it or not, that's still up to you, of course. But I will say that some of it, and a lot of it is trash, but some of it, I have a little more appreciation for it once you learn the context of it and the history and the timing of everything. Obviously, everyone's going to feel differently about it, but it's worth knowing that there's like a variety out there, and that sometimes they're not really it's not a one-to-one comparison, right? There's a YouTube channel, what is it called? It's like, hold on, I'm gonna find it now because it's about this. They haven't posted in forever. It's basically a dead YouTube channel at this point, but they have some really great videos about stuff like this. Uh, Let me see if I can find it. Let's see. Mark says, sometimes I think known artists put out a piece of crap for laughs and watch the New York hoity-toities marvel over it and pay millions for it. Yeah, although some of that, is definitely money laundering. Um, yeah, some of that is definitely money laundering. Dre says, will you leave the stream on the channel to watch later to go back to work? Oh yeah. You have to go back to work. Yeah, yeah. The stream unless, you know, something happens, which, but most of my live streams are on my channel, um, you know, so it should still be there later. Yeah. Okay, here we go. The art assignment is the channel, and one of the videos is I could do that. So I'll share it. I think it's a good video and a good channel. Like I said, they don't, not all of their videos are good, but uh, they do have some really good ones, I think. I liked it at least. It put things into perspective at least. Um, can I paste? Why can't I paste? There we go. All right. And now I would love to be able to pin it if the stupid heart would go away. There we go. All right. So I think that's a good video. Check it out later on, you know. Yes, we are going to do Portrait Artist of the Year Paint Along soonish. So yeah, join up. Rinsky, hi. Good evening. How are you? We have some really bad storms here. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Um, yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. We have really bad heat here. So the opposite, I guess, depending. But welcome. Des says we're going to get the remnants of uh uh I don't even know how to pronounce that barrel tomorrow, the storm. Heavy rain and wind. Hopefully it's not too bad, Des. Yeah, we had that yesterday. I thought today we were going to get it, but I guess it passed us already. All right. I guess I should actually paint at some point, right? Yeah, I should do that. We are so distracting. You know, it happens. It's all good. And it's just part of streaming, right? All right, you know what? I actually think that was placed wrong, so I'm just going to cover it up. Place it right, because that's easier. All right. Renzi says, hopefully it will not be that bad. I filmed the storm roll in. Never seen that before. The storm cell roll in. Oh, that's cool. Des, you like watching storm chaser videos? Really? Lost Pixel wiggles fingers towards the distractum streaming and counters when uh what? I, did you just put a spell on me? Jesus. Riansky says, I live in the Netherlands, but on the east side. Okay, got it. We get different destructive weather up here. Hail. We get hail here too. Uh, we get, yeah. Texas is like, I don't know. In some ways, the weather here is, I don't think is very good. We don't get hail all the time, which in some ways I feel makes it worse because it'd be like no hail, no hail, and then all of a sudden, hail. And you're just like, ah, crap. Mark says, the other night, I thought a golf ball hit my window. Uh, just one. And then boom, it started. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I once saw when we were going years ago when we were going to buy a car for Michelle. Well, Michelle was going to trade in her car and get a different car. It's more accurate. Um, we saw a car that was for sale at the lot that had been through hail, and the dents in were like a good, you know, half an inch or a centimeter or something like that. It looked like someone just went to the car and like poked it everywhere. It was pretty funny. I mean, awful too, because we had that happen to one of our cars. But yeah, it's kind of funny too. Des says, I saw a twister way off in the distance when I was 5 years old in Calgary. We were moving back to the east, so mom said it to look at it. I wouldn't I wouldn't see another probably. Mark says Calgary is strange, most sun in Canada, but so close to the Rocky Mountains that the weather can turn bad in an instant. Sounds like Texas. We get like crazy changing weather here. Um, but yeah, the what's it called? We saw Twister out here actually, like off in the distance, but it started. We actually had a tornado warning last year, I think it was. Yeah, gotta love this climate change, huh? And she says, "Wow, I'm looking at the stream and at the lightning strikes. That's crazy." No, hopefully you're in a decent place where like your power isn't going to go out and stuff like that. You know, hopefully it's not too bad. Thank you, Michelle. I appreciate it. So one of the things when working with a extremely tight value range is that you can a lot of times you can indicate things without changing the value too much by changing uh, temperature, hue, or saturation. Usually all of the above, but yeah. So even though the blue I'm putting down isn't that much lighter, although some of it is, I'm trying to limit that. Tr Trying to keep this dark here because it's kind of in shadow, but there is some light hitting his jacket. But yeah, a lot of times all you have to do is change the saturation and that will indicate, a change of some sort. The reason I keep painting into his face with the same color from the, what's it called? From his jacket is because they're so close in value that when I look at them, I can't see the spot. However, I will go and differentiate that with some color in a little bit. Yeah. Mark says, I was helping rebuild Pine Lake building after a tornado years ago. Tore huge trees right out of the ground. Yeah, it's freaky. Like I said, we had a tornado advisory, I think it was last year. That was freaky. It was, and nothing happened here. A few miles from us, some buildings got destroyed, but we were like absolutely nothing happened. But yeah, it's freaky. Okay, Des, no worries. Rinsky says, thankfully, it isn't too bad with the power. I still have it. We barely lose power of big storms here. Last year, my upper floor flooded because of a huge leak in the ceiling, but still had power. Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah, that makes it a lot better for sure. So this guy's got a beard and stubble, uh, and that is often very challenging uh, for numerous reasons. It's extra challenging in this type of lighting, but it can be very challenging in general because it's a lot of detail. Um, you know, and I don't know about you, I personally don't want to paint all those details. So um, it's um, it's very challenging to get it to look right without going in there and painting every little hair. Let's see, Lost Pixel. I always really enjoy your paintings, Liad. I do lost. Oh, you do Lost Edges really well. Thank you. Appreciate that, and I'm glad you like them. And I like Rembrandt, and your colors remind me of Sargent. Oh, that's very sweet. Thank you. That's a very sweet compliment. So for stubble, there's all kinds of ways of dealing with it. It kind of varies depending on the painting. Um, but yeah, learning to indicate stubble, hair, where there's transitions. It's basically wherever there's a transition that's not super soft, but you need to indicate detail, that can be challenging. One thing I do is I usually paint the like underline color in a bit and then I paint over it to kind of help get that effect. Rinsky says, I am a sorcerer of detail. A, a stalker. I'm sorry, I don't know what I'm misreading that or you misspelled it. I don't know. A little bit too much. I love how your colors are. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. So you like doing detail? Is that what I'm understanding? Am I getting that correct? Sorry, I'm dyslexic, so I often mess up words. So I apologize if I'm getting it wrong. So I'm trying to paint the underlying color of his skin, and then I'm gonna like transition over it with some darker desaturated color. Only thing is I have to constantly keep the values up here because it's so easy to try and like fall back onto value for this stuff, but I'm trying not to rely as much on value. Or rather, it's so condensed. Mark says sucker for details, I think. Got it. That makes sense. Yeah, detail. So I used to do a lot more detail drawing, and I've transitioned into trying. My goal is mood, and I like to get detail in there in the right place, in the right amount, which of course is going to vary for everybody. But mood and atmosphere are like the main thing I want to always, I will prioritize that over detail. Rincy says, I think I misspelled that. Sorry. I like detail, but I start too early with it. I have trouble with the first two layers. Oh, I hear that. I feel that. Grab yourself a large brush and only paint with large brushes. That's the, you know, that's a go-to move to try and stay away from getting into the detail too early. Other thing is you can use the like end of the brush strokes when you flick it to kind of give a little bit of a what's it called? Soft edge for Specifically, I'm talking for like stubble and stuff. Uh, that's not to, I mean, they have brushes that kind of do that. Like there's, either old brush or um, fan brushes, or there are brushes that are called combers, like comb, like the hair comb, that you can use to get that effect as well. I bought some to try out. I'm not using any at the moment, but I have them, which is not useful, at the moment. But yeah, you can do stuff like that. Just the one thing I'm always cautious about is I don't want to get into the territory of effect brushes. I want to kind of stay away from that. But you know, it's a balancing act, right? Mark says I find that the looser I am at to start, the more abstractions happen, and the end result is more realistic painting. Yeah, well, my thing, I feel that. My thing is, I don't necessarily want my paintings to be realistic in the way of like the way that people often associate that word is like realistic in the way that like photorealism is realistic. I have zero interest in doing photorealism, and so because of that, I'm not chasing that, but there's a realism that sometimes I've heard people have told me that my paintings look like photos, and I'm like they couldn't tell if it was a painting or a photo, and I'm like, sometimes that's not a compliment, but I understand what they're saying. They're trying to compliment me, and I understand that the point is that it's like it feels real. So that is kind of what I'm going for almost. Hey, Bristle, welcome. How are you doing today? But yeah, I purposefully mess up my I purposefully mess up my paintings early on, and I find that that helps me be looser, and that helps me with abstraction and all of that. So that's one of the reasons that I purposefully mess up my paintings in the earlier stages. Bristol says trying to muster the courage to art. No courage required. Just go have fun, right? But yeah, I use a brayer in my early stages um, for numerous reasons, but one of the reasons is because it messes everything up, which requires me then to fix it, and also it gives me the opportunity to leave some of that abstraction in it, and so on. So I'm running into issues right now with the transition of his beard and everything. Mostly these are because of the limitations that I currently have on this painting. Otherwise, I would have a far easier time with this. Sometimes brush marks can affect the look of things a lot. So it's something to keep in mind, like the direction of brush marks. Uh, if your paint is more like self-leveling, then it's less of an issue. But because some people use paint that's self-leveling, and so over time, all the like direction of the brush marks kind of disappears. It just depends on how much leveling it does. Um, but yeah. Also, I know a lot of people, I'm not picking anybody right now. A lot of people blend or mix on their palette. Um, but a lot of times when it comes to transitions, it's really good to mix it prior. Not saying you're not still blending it on the palette to on the painting to a degree, because you are. You're kind of feathering things and so on. A lot of times it's really good to mix on the palette so that you can make um, decisions and choices instead of just like brushing two things together. If you have a lot of experience, you can do that directly on the painting. You don't really have to mix on the palette, but I'm just saying that idea of like taking two colors and then just transitioning between the two by taking a soft brush and brushing between them, not always the best. That's more what I'm referring to. It's just easier sometimes to do that on the palette versus on the painting. The but the basic idea behind it is just the intentionality of it. That's really what is important about it, not so much the technique. I know some people mix on their palette or on the painting versus on their palette, and it's not really about that. My commentary isn't really about that. So That's all. That is the wrong color right there, but it's close for part of it. The jaw is getting a little overemphasized. I need to fix that. And he's got a good jawline, but he's looking a little like a meme at the moment. I think once I'm done with the workshop, um, and I have this painting done from the workshop for the workshop, I think after that I might try using my interference paint on it as like a final layer to to add some effects to things. Okay, that looks a little better. I regret picking someone with glasses to paint. I hate painting glasses on people. Oh my God. I know some people like it. I can't stand it. I hate it. The reason I hate it is because it's such a like fiddly little thing usually. Um, and it gets in the way of me like wanting to paint the face, and it's kind of in the way. Sometimes it's better to just paint through it. Sometimes it's not, just kind of depends. Um, you know, But yeah, I don't know. I don't like it. Like I said, part of the reason too is just how small it is. Um, I could get, you know, better brushes for it, but I don't like to use those brushes most of the time. So Lost Pixel says later this week I may get to work on the program some more. Oh, that'd be amazing, Lost Pixel. Thank you so much. I did not have the time to test out the individual ones that you made, but knowing that the first one worked was amazing. So I'm assuming that the rest would work, which might be a dumb assumption, but that's my assumption. I just haven't had time to deal with that lately. Lost Pixel is helping me write a conversion program to help with video editing. And I will be making a video on it at some point to share because I think all creators who do time lapses will love this thing. So yeah. Las Vegas says the only reason they shouldn't is if I didn't save something properly after editing. Right. That's fair. It happens though too. Um, but yeah. Um, this is kind of a side thing. Like if um, I don't know how hard this would be. But like I wanted to edit the config file for the Rev program, whatever it's called. I can't remember the name of it right now. And because I wanted to change the sensitivity to motion, and uh, I was trying to do it late at night, and my brain wasn't working, and it's just like I can't figure this out for some reason. But um, I don't know. I want to be able to change that. It should be easy, but my brain was just like, "This is hard." I'm like, "Okay, brain, you say so. It's hard," and I was done. But Lost Pixel, once you're done, we need to talk. We have a one-on-one about some of this stuff because, like I said, I definitely want to do a tutorial video and share it with people. And yeah, there's more. But yeah. So I'm using Phthalo Blue, and Phthalo Blue is ridiculously strong in mixes. So a little goes a long, long way. So requires very little. Um, if you see me barely touching my blue, that's why. Lost Pixel says, what was the thing you wanted to ask about? You kind of got off the horse midstream and walked back. You started with, it would be nice if you could add this, just kind of trailed off. You mean right now? Or was this another time? Right now, I was just talking about editing the config file. I was just talking about editing the config file for the Rev program or whatever it's called, and I tried to do it, but my brain was like, "This is more complicated than you think it is," and I was just like, "Okay, I guess this. I don't know what's happening. I'm just maybe I was just tired that day or whatever." Yeah, the DVR scan. Yeah. Sorry, that's what it's called. See, my brain's mush inside sometimes when it comes to all this like names and programs and everything. So I struggle with that. The other thing I was talking about is I do want to have a call with you when once you've got it done because I want to talk about making a video for it and also some other things that we'll talk about in person, kind of thing. All right, you're on the same page now. Yeah. Okay, good. I really wish I could find my I have one of those um grayscale shader, not shaders, grayscale like value checkers. I really wish I could find mine because I would love to put it up against my painting to see where everything is falling in the value scale. because we see so relative, like our vision is so, um, everything we look at, we compare to like relatively what's around it and so on. It's really hard to know sometimes. The reason I'm not doing much work on his hair is very curly. So I'm probably just going to go in there, put down a bunch of big shapes, and then just like brush out a bunch of small ones to get that like curly effect. Do need to do a little work on the eyes though. Okay, at the moment he's looking a little like he just got out of the like it's at the end of the Rocky movie. I gotta fix that a little bit. Trying to keep all these values is the hardest part of this painting, without a doubt. For the record, no one has to paint this way. Like, it's not like, oh, doing compressed values like this has any kind of um, particular value or anything. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a great exercise if you want to push yourself. It's a fantastic exercise. But other than that, like, it's not like high key painting is better than anything else. But there is something about them that I personally enjoy doing a lot. But also, this was for, like I said, for my class, just to show them how much they can push everything. That was the goal. And also, the funny thing too is that this isn't, if you look at this painting, this part is so much lighter than everything else at the moment. Actually, it sticks out in a bad way. But just goes to show that that's not actually that high value at the moment. You can go, like, the lows are raised a lot, but you can go so much higher with it, you know? And part of the reason that I'm not going that high is at the moment is because I'm kind of saving some of that for the end. Not because I'm like, "Ooh, I want to save the this for the end," but it's more like um, the way I want to put it on, the type of brush strokes I want to use, the type of um, treatment I want to give it. I want to leave that for the end because I want to put it down and then leave it. I don't want to like fiddle with it that much. One of the challenging parts about painting, you know, very high value or low, or just edit any kind of editing that you're doing. If you edit your reference photo, that makes life a lot easier, right? Because then you're constantly referring back to it. You don't have to do any, mental work to keep it in line. But if you're not, you do have to do a lot of constantly like reminding yourself where the values are and so on. Um, you can make a key for yourself either on the painting itself or next to it, if you want. Those two things can be very helpful. Um, Sometimes it can be as simple as like, okay, this part of the painting, I'm gonna, you paint in part of it and you're like, okay, this is going to be, this area right now represents the lightest light, and this other area is going to represent the darkest dark. And you kind of leave those to the end, and it gives your painting kind of the, you know, the playground in which you can work. And so it gives your eyes and your brain the limitations. Actually, I think I'm going to put in some of the darks of the hair because I want to be able to paint in the lighter colors later, not right now. Uh, when it comes to hair, stubble, stuff like that, uh, usually it's easier to paint whatever's like in the background first and then layer on top whatever's in front. So in hair, it's almost always darker because the lighter parts are in front and then there's shadows. Unless unless the hair is let's say loosely in front of like a background thing, in which case you paint the background first and then you paint the darker hair on top of it, so it just kind of depends. But yeah, usually just you're basically layering things. Um, I know a lot of plein air painters, or not even plein air, landscape painters too. They they'll paint the sky first, and then they'll paint the trees, let's say, in front of it. And so you leave holes in that for the sky, and that's how you get the sky peeking through. Doesn't always work. Sometimes you need to make revisions, and that's okay too. I know some artists like to do the thing where they actually put the sky on top of the tree to make those holes. It has a very distinct look, um, which can also be fantastic. So same thing here. The hair is going to cover his forehead, so I'm actually eating into his hairline with my with the forehead color, but I'll paint back into it later. Mark says, when landscape painters do the sky last and paint sky holes in the tree, they refer to this as making the work look painterly. Yeah, I'll be honest, I thought there might actually be a specific name for that, but I can't remember what it's called at the moment. But either way, that's not the only way to make a painting look painterly, you know? But it can look really good, for sure. Lost Pixel says it's looking great. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that, Lost Pixel. Mark says negative painting. That's what it's called. Oh, okay, cool. Good to know. So from, oh, message retracted. Okay. I think it's called negative painting. Oh, okay. That's fair. There's a lot of terms out there. You misspelled it. No worries. I misspell everything. Thank you, Rinsky. Appreciate that. Glad you like it. Um, this part is so contrasty in the real image that trying to get this like subtle, haze and everything is challenging. It's coming out well. The colors you use mostly. It's You have to go to bed now. Good evening. Hey, no worries. Thanks so much for stopping by. I appreciate it. Have a good night. Turning, I mean, is what you meant to say. Okay, yeah, no worries. Well, like I said, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And I appreciate you hanging out with us. Have a good night. I will be back on Thursday. I don't know if it will work out schedule-wise for you, but yeah. And then Sunday. That's the schedule. I'm not going to finish the eye right now, but I definitely wanted to get more of it in there so that I had a better indication of where every part of it was going to go. I need to stretch. Yeah, I think it's starting to come together pretty well. I think the ear needs to be kind of pushed back a bit. It's a little too strong at the moment. Also, some of the shapes of the ear are a little off. So we can go in and do some of that. So ears, because they're so thin and the blood is so close to the surface, they usually have that very red pink tones to them or added to them to whatever the like base skin color is. However, um, I may have brought up the brightness just a little too much on this one for all of it. Because also the way you get that glow is by desaturating the stuff next to the glow. If everything's glowing, it's just bright. It's not glowing. Oh, Lost Pixel. I'm sorry. Lost Pixel says I'm melting. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, bud. I feel you. Sometimes when I'm playing Elden Ring or running something on my computer, my even though we have the AC running in the house, my room specifically just heats up and it's like noticeably hotter regardless of like running the AC and everything. And there's no way of like directing it into my room or anything, so it's just hot. Another reason I decided to later to stream, you were melting yesterday. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The computers, man, they put off a lot of heat sometimes. Oh yeah, when I do like video encoding or anything like that, ah, jeez. I'm trying to figure out how I can convert all my what's it called videos into AV1 for storage because that will reduce the file size, but oof, running the encoder, depending on which version of the encoder I go with, geez, that puts out a lot of heat. Alrighty. Well, I think this is about as far as I'm going to take it before the class tomorrow on Saturday. Yeah, Saturday. Yeah, I think this is about as far as I'm going to take it. I'm probably going to do a little bit of like touch-ups on my own, just because I think a few things are slightly out of place. But that's very minor things. But yeah, I think this is where I'm probably going to be leaving it until Saturday with a few of those small exceptions. Once I finish what I'm doing at the moment, of course. I feel like that's probably where I'm going to go with it. Yeah, this mouth probably needs a little more touch-ups, but yeah, the eye needs just a little bit. But I'm not taking it to a finish until, Saturday anyways. So yeah. Let's see, what time is it? Uh, kind of an awkward time. I don't think I have enough time to really get into using the black panel. I think I'll have to leave this for Thursday. Yeah, I think I'll leave this for Thursday. I really want to try it out. I don't know. I want to know what it's like to paint on this. But yeah, I'll leave it till Thursday. Or tomorrow on my own time. But we'll see. Either way, you'll see a painting on this eventually. All right, friends, I'm going to be calling it a day for today. Short but sweet, hopefully, you know. I have a thing later tonight that I'm going to, and I have to make sure I get some other things done before I go. Lost Pixel says, have a good one. Leon was a great stream. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that, Lost Pixel. And share your stream on the Discord when you're streaming. If I'm around, I'll definitely stop by to watch. But yeah, all the new viewers, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. I stream Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. Yeah, and join the Discord, hang out, and so on. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. Have a great rest of your week, and see you on Thursday. Bye.